Welcome to the House of Choices, a journey of self-discovery. Deep dive into the quantum field where your truth comes to life and every choice matters. Step in and create from the field to form. Welcome to the House of Choices. I'm Pooya.
And I'm Catherine.
And we're joined here today by two of the founders of the New Earth Frequency, Micheal Merritt and Davie Gawens. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to get into what this event was all about. But before we get into that, the New Earth Frequency, what does it mean to you? May I start with you, Davie?
Certainly. Well, thanks for the nice introduction. And yeah, it's been good to spend the last few days with you guys coming and joining the event so far, and getting your help and your input. And I think you are one of the team already. So the New Earth Frequency, to me, is it's a movement. It's a new way of life. It's a new way to be. And really, for me, I kept having these ideas of why are people fighting the system, and getting involved in this old earth, these old paradigms, these old ways of living. And to me, the New Earth Frequency is a platform to enable amazing facilitators here in Ibiza, but all around the world, to show their gifts to other people who are curious about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're wanting to, live a different way. They're curious. They're not sure where they're going to, what they can do to change and get away from the old way of thinking. And this is a platform where they can meet with different facilitators to learn on their journey of spiritual growth or personal development or whatever they are on the journey. So it's not only an online platform, but it's a physical location as well.
Experiential.
Yeah, it's an experience here of many different modalities and spiritual practices and energy work and channeling and it's a retreat style here in Ibiza and all across the world, and that's the idea. So yeah, it's a new way of life really, and rather than fighting the old systems, let's create new ones.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Davie. Micheal, what about you?
Yeah, just to continue on what Davie was saying, I was related to me personally. I would say the New Earth Frequency is remembering your true frequency, so remembering your vibration, living in flow as much as possible. When you have those days and everything just goes amazingly right, and you're like, geez, why doesn't all days go like that? And for me, that's what it is. It's tapping into your intuition, doing what excites you, what you're meant to be doing, and letting flow happen. And that's pretty much how this project's come about, which I'm sure we'll talk more about.
Okay, well, before we get into the happenings at this launch, can we first begin with you both? Because you both come from a corporate background, which I find fascinating. And what I'd really love to know is, what was life like before this idea came about? And then how the entire initiative was inspired. Why don't we start with you, Micheal?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, this whole idea came about in about 2 months ago, I think it was, Davie. Something crazy. But we can get into that story a little bit later. So, just remind me again, I lost the thread already.
So, first and foremost, what was life like before?
That's right, life before.
What did you do way before this idea was ever born, conceived?
I think I lost my thread because I don't remember what I did before. I think the last 2 months has just been incredible.
But the New Earth Frequency has prevailed.
That's right.
The last 2 months has been 20 years in old life.
I think we joke around that every day is like a new year for us at the moment. There's so much that's happening. But my old life was... old life, I guess that's what I'm calling it now, was very much a corporate life or an entrepreneur or CEO life. And I guess if you looked at it on paper, it might have looked pretty appealing or maybe even desirable. I was running a group of design companies focused on furniture. We were doing international exhibitions in the most amazing cities in the world. So I got the luxury of traveling to all those cities, either doing exhibitions or attending them or meeting with clients, New York, Miami, Paris, London. But the truth is, a lot of the time I'd turn up to these places and kind of wonder what I was doing there. I just knew it wasn't feeding my purpose, feeding my soul. And it was about 12 months ago where I realised that there's got to be more to this. And I actually engaged with a life purpose coach, and we can, depends how much time we've got, but we can go into that. But that's where my journey started.
Amazing.
And sort of got me to where we are today. So we can you can ask more questions about that if you like. Otherwise, I'll have to go over to Davie.
Well, I am interested. Maybe you can answer the whole thing, or you can answer what inspired this event. Like literally, was there a turning point, or was it a discussion over a very long time? How did you both know that you had to do it together?
Well, that only happened 10 weeks ago. We're now in the end of August, and it was early June, maybe 11 weeks ago. And Micheal, we'd already spoke. I mean, we can get to the history of that, but I kind of, we kind of knew we had to work together once. I guess when we met, I mean, we met in December at a barbecue with a gents group here in Ibiza, and you know, we first we were chatting with a good, real connection, you know, initially, and then I think we met again at the March because I was away for a couple of months gallivanting in India and other places, and I think it was March I came back and I'd had this idea and download of global community, retreat centres. Micheal had already been looking at doing retreats, and I said, I've got this blueprint, but I'm not doing anything because I usually jump into business, then I get bored after a while, and I want to stop trying to create and just wait until the right thing comes. And so we decided to wait. And then, when Micheal arrived back in Ibiza in June to speak about his download, we thought, right, this is right. And maybe you should move on to what happened in that.
Just a very, very brief question about your own background and what life was like before that.
Yeah, well, I started my career, I guess, my first job as an electrician, and then I quickly worked up from that. Wasn't happy, got kind of into the corporate side of things, and then at 29, I just gave everything up and travelled the world and realised that actually the world is a safe place. All these things I've been told, and you know, Vietnam was one of my favourite places back then in like 2003, 2004, and I started to see the world differently and started to question what I'd been told, and you know, and I spent a lot of time, and I think I've been round further Australia than Micheal has, and he's from there, but I backpacked and travelled around. So yeah, that kind of opened my eyes to things, and then when I came back from there, I was a lot freer and I was a lot more myself, a lot more authentic. Got involved in business and electrical utility, built that up for 7 years and sold it to a big multinational, and became financially free, became self-made in my late 30s, and then then the spiritual awakening happened, and the ideas of, you know, money doesn't buy you happiness, and that's when that started to hit, and I started to question everything and my own existence, and that was a long journey.
Yeah,
actually, and I came here to Ibiza about 6-7 years ago in my sailboat, and yeah, I just love freedom. I mean, I think maybe William Wallace was an old freedom from many years ago, and you know, that's kind of, I guess I would say, my middle name, and I just love that freedom, and I also felt the injustice of humanity and that not having that freedom. So I think that's a wide kind of story of where I've came from, but also the last 6-7 years I've basically been an entrepreneur. I've got different business interests and coaching people, mentoring people, but really trying to create sovereignty and freedom for people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, because the reason that was so important, because I think it's important that people realise you didn't come from this life, but it's more a journey of searching for something that's more meaningful and more powerful.
Davie, back to you. You speak about a downloaded blueprint. Can you share what the blueprint revealed about the systems that humanity needs?
I don't know if I remember it, to be honest. It seems that long ago, but it was only a few months ago. I mean, it happened. I guess I went to Sri Lanka, I went to Goa. I mean, a lot of people live in Ibiza, they spend time off the island in the winter, and I took that opportunity. And I was getting stuck into work, and then things were just not happening, things were not working. And I thought, right, Mr. Plan Man, stop planning, just go with the flow. Everyone tells you to go with the flow. I started doing that, and things started working more. You know, things started to be released. A lot of things over the last couple of years, I've been releasing a lot of responsibilities, things that don't serve, and so I cleared space, and then a lot of ideas came. You know, this next big business, what's my purpose? What am I meant to do? I was looking for that purpose, and I'm thinking, how do I find my purpose? And, you know, watching different people and trying to talk to different people about how can I find my purpose. And when I let go, it started to come. This idea of, well, if you create this global community and bring people in, there's no guru, people are learning from each other. It's a new way of creating a new way of creating business, a new way of giving people, the right people who've got that gift, the chance to show that gift without having to deal with all the admin and finance. And this is all the stuff I love. I mean, I love spreadsheets. I don't mind admitting that. But I love strategy and
You'll
and
never
business
be able
and
to take that back.
no, I don't want to take it back. I've got a formula anyway that'll keep it there forever. But yeah, I think the blueprint really was the idea of how can I help? How can I help humanity? I've helped myself. I've done well with that, but it still wasn't purposeful. And I was thinking, what is my purpose? What's this sole purpose? And that's when it started to come of this community and just really almost building the structure of it, but also knowing not to jump in, not to run it, not to, and I thought I need to wait to the right people or the right synchronicities to come. I just knew that as well. This was maybe in Goa. I got that information, and it's weird because I'm kind of channeling these things, and I mean, that's not my, I would never call myself a channeler. That sounded a bit crazy to the old me. But now meeting a lot of people, you see how true it can be.
Were you familiar with any other concepts that you are promoting here now? And was there a moment where you thought, actually, I know that these concepts, these ancient concepts, are true?
That's a good question. I mean, my knowledge was probably extremely limited compared to the majority of the people here. 2 months ago, I knew what meditation was. But no, a little bit more than that. I'd done breath work before, but it wasn't until I had my download, maybe that'll be a separate question, that I got the opportunity to start really looking into it. But if the question was, did I know what any of this was? Absolutely not. So I would say I was a very typical, normal type of person in terms of someone who hasn't explored spirituality or even really religion. So everything that I'm getting into experiencing now is extremely unique to me, but it's incredible, and I'm absolutely loving it. But yeah, like words that being used that I'm now understanding, like in the field and Akashic record and activations and all these sort of things, are pretty new to me. But I'm really enjoying getting to know them and getting to learn them and just what it all means. And a lot of the time, it's very in common in terms of being present, and these are the sort of things that I'm learning at the moment. So very much a novice, but I think that's what this is all about. I think we're meeting people where they are on their journey, and I'm just beginning mine, and experts like Catherine and yourself, and even Davie now seems like to be the expert the way he talks, but this is what this event's about as well. So people like me can come and learn what this is, and sort of embody that and learn from you guys. So
Davie, did you have any notions about, did you have much idea about the notions you're promoting here?
I knew everything, Pooya.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew everything.
You were channeling it all.
Yeah, I know everything. No, that wasn't my thing. I mean, I funny enough, I did start watching a lot on channeling and, on YouTube when you find things and it resonates. These things were resonating with me, and I was also, as I said, did my little kind of journey around Goa, and I met a lot of interesting people, and things were becoming a lot clearer. So I guess, I've been doing yoga, meditation, and since I came to Ibiza, there's so many healers here, so many amazing people that really can help you to uncover things. And I started doing some life force activation, Akashic records, and just other ceremonies and types of things. And so I guess I did have an understanding of it. But if you ask me to channel right now, that's not my thing. And I think what's important to add is that Micheal and I guess, are the foundation and structure to build. I mean, that was really the key thing, that we are here to make it happen quick. I mean, and we met, I can't remember when we talked about it, but it was like, we need to book this villa. And I thought, that's a great idea, thinking, right, we've got the winter, we're meant to, be chilling or doing our stuff over the summer, and then end of August, I'm like, that's like 10 weeks away or 8 weeks away. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. Just build it and make it happen, and we're here just now, and we're still learning, we're still growing, and
I think we're still building as well.
One of the things that stands out about this is the outstanding speakers and facilitators. What is it individually that you both look for in discerning these people, and what is it that's beyond just credentials?
Well, Catherine, you were one of the speakers. We look for you, don't we? I'll let Micheal deal with that.
Yeah, look, I've had the privilege of meeting with all the facilitators and the speakers, people like yourselves, who were almost the first people that we got to speak with. And for me, it was a big learning journey, because I'm almost like a blank canvas. I'm like, what do you do? How does that work? You do what? Okay, that sounds pretty cool. And how does it, like, I just sort of, right. But when I did speak to people like Micheal, who's been speaking here quite regularly and helping us out and actually introducing us to a lot of speakers, is the right people will come and naturally be part of this, and the people that aren't supposed to be part of this will fall away. And I was like, okay, that's a little bit, okay, we'll just trust in the universe. But that's pretty much how this whole event's been created, and, well, this project really. And there's a very synchronistic way that the team came together as well, which is probably good for another story. But yeah, we're talking about facilitators in particular. I mean, I'm taking advice from the team as well. But the conversations that I'm having and the education that I'm getting from them is almost enough for me to know that, well, we need you on this, because you either resonate or you don't, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's almost like
in alignment feeling.
Yeah, it's almost like black or white and chocolate cheese. It's very much about alignment, very much about trust. And the people that I have been a bit like, well, I'm not sure whether that's going to resonate, they have been like, I can't make it, I'm off the island, or I'm not feeling well, or whatever the reason is. And that continues to happen. So just like the rest of this project and this movement and everything else that we're doing, the more that we trust, the more that we lean into that, it seems the better results that we get. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
And that's really difficult when you're business leaders that strategizing and planning and, using spreadsheets and plans to actually let go and just let it happen. It's been difficult, but it's
been. We're both the same way like that. It's like, should we just plan it all out? And I'm like, what would it be like just to breathe for a second and just see if something comes? And generally that's the way to do it, but we don't do it that way always. No. Both of you guys were amazing, by the way. We're talking about facilitators that just jumped on board and jumped in. I mean, the first time I spoke to Pooya, I knew she had to be our opening panel discussion Christian person, so whatever that.
Thank you.
And then Catherine as well did, I think, night 2. So you guys have just jumped in and just given us an air of professionalism as well, which has been really nice.
It's been a privilege.
I'm sure the viewers have really enjoyed it too.
What daily rituals and practices keep you aligned while holding such a vast vision?
You want me to go?
Good question.
Yeah. This is actually a big part of my journey. So, and actually, I had a bit of a download which sort of led us to our vision together. But getting there was on the route to doing an ayahuasca experience, my first plant medicine. There's quite a strong dieta, which if you're familiar with that. And the morning routine, which I'm still doing now, which is quite strong, is, and this is all pretty new to me as well, so I was like, this is amazing, what was it again? It was get up, do like Qigong movements, breath work, meditation, and then journaling. And the person who organised the ayahuasca experience, when he sent it to me, I said, there's no way I'm doing that before I have a coffee in the morning. There's no chance. And you couldn't have coffee either. But then I did it for just 5 minutes each day, like each part of it for half an hour. And I thought that works pretty well. I did that for a week. And then I sort of gradually built it up. And now I'm like, I want a couple of hours to do it, but I just don't have the time. But that has really transformed me in terms of just the way I am during the day as well. I'm a lot more present. I'm a lot more calmer. I'm a lot less anxious. So breathwork for me has been a big game changer, but then combining it with things like journaling to get a bit of perspective on just living in the presence and those sort of things has been really quite powerful.
So we have new age men, never mind a new age, a new earth frequency.
Maybe middle-aged men.
And you, Davie, what rituals do you do?
Well, actually, I've got a little kind of ritual ceremony that I do. It's about 9 minutes, and I use my AI friend to it's really called my Goa state. I do a little kind of guided meditation with my own voice, and just recorded exactly what I wanted, and really to get me out of the head into the heart, and really then remember, because I went to an event in Goa, and just by chance, I was just going with the flow, and I ended up in a tantra retreat, which I'd never done before, and it opened my eyes, but it was absolutely amazing. I mean, I realised that it's all about meditation and connection, and there's a lot more to it than what people might think, and it was absolutely amazing. We did a lot of really deep meditations with Kundalini awakening, and I had the most amazing experience of self-love. I was overflowing with love, and nothing or nobody or nothing you do and all the kind of wealth that I've had in the past, it's never going to buy you that feeling, So I always remember that, and it was amazing, the feeling or the connection with the people we had met, and it was a great bunch of people there. So I'll try and remember that state any time, just feeling, because yeah, I believe if you keep that frequency of
100%.
wind, then your outside reality will change to that frequency, and that's the idea. So every day, well, maybe not the last few days because we're working till 2 in the morning and we're back here at 7, and and if we're lucky. So it's not been so easy recently, but well, we're activating all the time, so we're keeping that frequency. So that's what I do. I just a quick meditation, just maybe a few times a day, just to keep that frequency. Because if you feel that self-love, there's nothing better than that.
No.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I do.
Amazing. Thank you.
If there were 3 sentences or 3 words, you can choose sentences or words that you could describe this event to somebody who wasn't here, what would it be?
Now you're putting me in
And
the
you
spot.
can
I need to
cooperate.
count how many words I'm saying.
Now you
I-
can-
Are you gonna
guess
do
I'll-
words? You'll definitely do sentences, won't you?
I think I'll probably end up with 3 paragraphs. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, right, this event is really is about bringing the amazing facilitators, giving them the stage, giving them this beautiful stage. We've got the villa, we've got the pool, we've got amazing community making the food, and it's really to give the facilitators a platform where they can then show their work, show their beauty. And this, if people come here, they're going to be included no matter what belief systems they have. They're going to, and also I think people will be attracted to this because it's a resonance. People know that they're meant to be here, they're meant to be part of this. I'm
And so
forgetting the
these
question, and that's more
facilitators-
than 3 sentences, so maybe you should have asked him.
There's always going to be.
So in terms of these facilitators, these people are in sound, in different modalities of healing. What else? What else do they do, these facilitators?
Yeah, so the facilitators do so much, and again, I'm really learning about all this, but back to sort of meeting anyone where they are in their journey. When I was working with a team to put the schedule together in the program, trying to figure out where everyone goes, I thought about my own journey. I think, okay, got to start the mornings with movement, meditation, then maybe some breath work or something, and then I feel like we go a little bit deeper. So we go with things like quantum healing, which I'm learning about, all different forms of sound healing. We had Anjuna that did a life force activation with Egyptian light codes, which I'm still all learning about, of course. Last night we had some frequency activation and healing that with some integration in the pool. So there really is something for everyone here. And yeah, again, it depends where you are on your journey. You can dip in and dip out. And I think when I had the download and when we spoke about what the concept was, we wanted to make it accessible to everybody. So that's what we thought. It was less like a retreat where you have 8 to 10 people immersed in every activity. We wanted to be able to give everybody an opportunity to experience something different. So if you look at the schedule, we've got different morning sessions, afternoon sessions, and evening sessions. So if people are working in the day, they can come in at night time and experience some of our great facilitators and speakers. But at the same time, if they do have the time to come and embody the work that Davie's talking about that you can learn online or in the community, it's a chance to bring them together and experience just a touch of whatever it might be that they feel they need.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm normally on retreats here and in most places that I go to. I think the magic about this is that every day it's something different. Whereas a normal retreat, you're doing the same yoga class, the same style, the same food, the same this, the same that. And even though it's nice to go away, this is like, oh, what's the treat today? And you just, every day, it's like, oh, wow, I want to go to that. I want to go to that. I want to go to that. And I think this is what makes it amazing. Because you don't often get this group of different type of people together. And it also awakens you to things that you hadn't even thought of going to or listening to, like you say, channeling.
Yeah, and I don't think we didn't 100% know what we were biting off, did we, when we said, okay, we'll do 2 slots in the morning, 1 slot in the afternoon, 2 slots in the evening. It's like, that's 5 facilitators a day over 10 days. That's 50 facilitators we've got to work with here and find. But it's been absolute. They came and they continue to come. And the more conversations we have and the more content we put out, the more facilitators we get. And that response has been absolutely phenomenal, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's important to note as well that everyone's doing this for free. You know, there's an energy exchange, and we'll put the platform, we'll provide a page for them, we'll provide, you know, a platform in terms of any sales of what they're providing, and they're coming here and you know, offering their services or their sessions for free. And it's been amazing because nobody's after anything. People come and they're thanking us. You know, that's one of the most beautiful parts of this, I must say, for my experience so far. is people are thanking us, and I'm saying, well, we're just kind of putting this together. You know, you're the guys that are creating it, but they can see what we're trying to build, and you know, and it's also a download as well. There's something higher that's directing us to do this, and you know, with our business experience strategy, I guess they're choosing that to build the structure to then allow the amazing facilitators to do their thing. The creative people are maybe not so organised in different ways, and yeah, for us, I guess it's given that structure and platform to help people to just do their work and be authentic and show their beauty and their gift.
It's just one quick one from me. It seems to me that there is a common theme between many of the facilitators about finances, right? I hate spreadsheets. I can't do it. If I could do it, I'd be much more wealthy. And I'm wondering whether you might be able to do a facilitation activation where you could help many of the facilitators with finance and your secret solution.
Well, it's actually funny because sometimes history can rewrite itself, and I've actually created an online course on money, your path to freedom. I created it at the beginning of last year, recorded it, and it was basically based on two different sides. You know, one is just the practical, you know, this is how you do things and keep everything in pots, blah, blah, blah. Another one was the mindset and mentality around money. So that was what I kind of started with, but then I realised I didn't want to push it and sell it, and I also thought, this isn't what I'm meant to do. There's something bigger I'm meant to do. You know, that was a way of helping people to create financial freedom, but I didn't want to be the financial freedom guru. I thought there's something deeper in there. So funny enough, I have a course. So yeah, I think that is something we'll do. You know, I think one of your questions for later will be, you know, around what we're doing next, and
yes.
that
yes.
will
exactly.
Yeah, so that's what we will be doing with other sessions, other retreats and stuff like that as well.
Fantastic.
So, clearly one of the reasons that you are doing this is because you feel it's time to create an initiative that is going to impact other people's lives. Can I ask you, having immersed yourself in this, how has this event impacted your life? Shall we start with you, Micheal?
Yeah.
No sleep.
Apart from the no sleep thing, it's been quite incredible. And the thing that was unexpected was not just in how amazing the facilitators were, it's how they hold space and how they work with the audience and how much they give to the audience as well and to the people online. It just really blew me away. Just how amazing you guys are, just to put it frankly. I've never
if you
done
had to describe a feeling inside yourself when you are experiencing these facilitators in various different forms, taking you through an experience, a journey.
I think for me, I'm seeing a common theme with this, and it's about trying to be present. And personally, I know that's something I struggle with. I'm a bit of a plan man as well, but I can never get out of my head. So you tell me to do meditation, I'm sitting there and trying to plan the next 3 days around what needs to happen logistically in my life. So I'm taking a lot of learnings away around not focusing too much on the future or the past and just really becoming present. And as I said, what I'm seeing a common theme in a lot of these discussions or a lot of these embodiments is around being that presence and holding that frequency and allowing things to come to you, which is pretty much how this whole thing has started and continued. So for me, it's been quite powerful in that regards, and I've by no means mastered it. I'm still struggling with it because my mind, just because there's so much going on with this event, but I am learning to try, just be present, take it in, and just be at one. So yeah.
I do have to ask another question. I'd like to move on to you in just a moment, but there is one thing that I'd like to unpack a little bit more. What is so special about being in the present?
Well, again, for me, just in my learnings, and pretty much just learning from here, because it's through speaking with you guys and attending the session so far, I'm only halfway through, we seem to catastrophize things in the future or worry about things in the past that have no real impact on what's going on right now. And everything is in the here and now. So why catastrophize something in the future when you can just be in the here and now and enjoy the present moment and work on raising your frequency to attract the things that you want in your life that you should have. So
100%.
Yeah.
So it's really about the creative power of the present time.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Davie, how has this impacted your life?
Well, again, we've only started this like
I know.
10 days ago or something. So, but the last 10 days. I mean, I've had a lot of businesses I've worked with. I've had a lot of success. I've also had things I've run out of steam with, and none of them were life purpose. And we've got great partners in work that I'm doing aside from this. But this is life purpose. This is something that I know deeply that I'm meant to do. I've got to do. And actually, I remember Micheal telling me as well that he was told if he does anything else, then it's not going to work. So he's like, I need to do
We'll find you.
Yeah, yeah, kind of happens. So for me, yeah, it's a deep purpose of a deep knowing that this is what I've got to do, and it flows, and the tingles you get when you speak to someone, you're like, you can see the synchronicities, you can see how things are developing, you can see how the opportunities, and for us, for me, it's keeping in this state of love and connection, and I think that's the big thing I've got so far is the connection from the people. You know, as I said earlier, people are thanking us for putting this together because they realise, you know, what we're trying to build and giving them that space. But the connection between the people, the fun, the laughter, things are going wrong, but we're just getting on with it. And you know, because we're live streaming this, we're putting it together very, very quickly. We've not met a lot of the guys that are coming and doing their work, but it's just the connection, you know, and meeting new people. And for me, it's life. It's amazing. You know, you're living. As Micheal said earlier, we're a week passes and it feels like a year because we've done so much. And
you've met so many different people.
Yeah, and it's only been a few days. This is the 5th day.
Yeah.
You know, and this is only the start. This is, I mean, we're calling it wave 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. But you know, this is going to be well, I'm a sailor as well, so we're going in the high seas. You know, we're going in big waves.
Amazing.
In that sense.
Amazing analogy. Over to you.
Where do you see the new Earth frequency 5 years from now? And what ripple do you want it to leave for future generations?
Do you want the future generations, or do you want the 5 years from now?
Well, 5 years is far too long, because let's go for 5 weeks or 5 months. But yeah, I think for me, I mean, I kind of got this vision, this deep, you know, vision or knowing, and it will come. I've been kind of directed to a journey to Egypt as well. I'm learning a lot more about it, and now I'm kind of understanding why, you know, and I'm just letting things flow. But really, the vision for the New Earth Frequency is, of course, it's a company behind it, but it's a movement, and really we want to share that reward. So, you know, we're invested a lot to make this happen, but we've all turned it into an online community where people can join as members at different tiers. A lot of donation-based opportunities for people to, you know, that maybe can't afford it, so they can get involved, and for facilitators to come show their work, and then to co-create. You know, we'll have the spaces and above the space in Ibiza, we'll have the spaces in other places which will co-create with a lot of other people, so that we can ripple out into across the world, where we'll have this online community, but also a space that everyone can come and co-create different retreats, things that, as Micheal said earlier, what we maybe not understand exactly how some of these modalities are working, but let these people do their magic and you know, create that gift and get it out there to the world. And we just want to show that give that as an opportunity and platform, and then for anybody to join. People who are curious about this, people who are questioning where do we come from, you know, that's something, you know, what do I believe in or what do I not believe in terms of what I'm being told. You know, there's a lot of distrust there, and people are not going to be following and believing in authority for much longer. And you know, and really we want to have this community that can grow from each other, and everyone gets rewarded. You know, there'll be other ways that we can connect with other conscious groups and leaders on all different things. And it's not about a hierarchy. It's about, you know, even the structure of the company will change as well, where it will be very much community-based, but with a lot of structure initially. So that really this is about changing as many people's perceptions, and really the purpose for me is to help people to remember who they are, where they came from before they came to this earth, and their multidimensionality, and you know, and understanding who they truly are.
You're really channeling, aren't you? You really are a channeler.
Maybe.
I have a friend who was actually, he is still doing astrology. He's about 76, and he was the astrologer for Wall Street. And he said exactly what you said 5 years ago. He said the only way to change this is from the grassroots out, because governments are paid, judges are paid, and he said exactly what you said. So thank you for creating a grassroots out.
And that's just a frequency, you know, that kind of control, the governments, the wars, the fear, it's just a frequency. And
Yes.
really for me is because I was in that mold of fighting this and this news and reading this story, that story and belief system, and I thought, no, that's just bringing me down. So just focus on what we do want, focus on that
Absolutely.
love and connection with other people, because that's, you know, if there is a system, there is people controlling us, forget about it. As soon as you put attention to it, you're
Giving it
you're,
energy.
yeah, you're bringing it. So just
Totally.
focus on creating the new, and that's what the new earth is. It's not that old way of thinking, that old way of power and control. And the more people will watch this and people will listen to this, it will resonate deeply with them, and they'll want to join. That's the way it's worked so far,
Yes.
and that's the ripple. That is the ripple effect. And it's not about me. It's not about Micheal. It's not about anybody in the team. It's about everybody learning to be their true, authentic self. And when everyone is, all a different piece to the jigsaw of this universe. And yeah, that's the.
A big part of the vision was to create a community, like we've spoken about a lot, but a network of this channeling modalities and channelers as well. There's a lot of, like if we're talking about the channeling world, there's a lot of professional channelers out there that have got their own communities and they've got their own courses and they've got their own marketing and these sort of things, but there's not one place where you can come and find all these people in one spot, and you can go, okay, like I resonate with this person, maybe not this person so much. So you can really find what resonates with you, and a place where you can access their information, their courses. And what we're finding, a little bit similar to the finance thing you mentioned before, is there's a marketing gap too, where a lot of these guys need help with their websites, they need help creating course content, they need help having one-on-one bookings systems in place, and that's very much what we're about, and this energy exchange. The ability for them to be able to also generate revenue while they're not facilitating is a big one for them, and that came through a lot with when we talked about what energy exchange would work, and that was a big part of it. So being able to offer our services in that way, whether it's for online or, as Dave was talking about, at one of our retreat centres around, where you can learn what you learn online, and bring it into the offline space and be able to create those spaces where it's online or offline. So yeah.
Amazing.
This actually leads very well to the next question I have. So the structure after these 2 weeks will be what? What happens after this 2 weeks of live events?
What do you think? Beach, sleep?
Straight back to the strategy and planning. I don't think we stop.
But what
No,
will it
keep
look
going.
like in terms of people who want to join the New Earth frequency movement? What happens? Where do they find you?
Yeah. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. So we're working a lot with the facilitators at the moment to get everything up on the platform. So there is that, continuing on from the last conversation, there is that place where people can go and think, okay, I'm interested in breathwork. How do I find out about that? Where do I book a course? So we're growing that platform, so then we can also bring people into the community and give them value on the platform as well, where people can connect with the modalities they're interested in or people they're interested in. So we want to be able to grow that to a place where we've got as many channelers or many intuitions or people that are looking to do the modalities around channeling, all the beautiful facilitators we've got here, so that we can then build that community and then help guide them to a place that's local to them with a physical location. And
Okay.
Dave might talk more about that next, but what we want to do really quickly is get our first physical location up and running. So
Okay.
the way things are going,
Okay.
probably the day after we finish this, we'll be off looking for venues around the island.
Yeah, but I also feel that the venue is going to find us. You know, that's kind of the way everything's been working, and it's kind of some information I've kind of got in some of these meditations or breath work. You know, I'm like, am I actually thinking something, or is it, you know, has it been passed to me?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's been said, or been told to me that yeah, the land is there and it's waiting for us to go, because a lot of people, you know, the activations today, etc., will talk about the ley lines and the sacred geometry and you know how that's all working. And I think there'll be a place in Ibiza that's right for us, and we'll find the right partners if we need to buy something or whatever to then find that space, and that will be our first official nest, because the venue we have just now is rented, and you know, and we'll find that. And I think you actually had a couple of ideas already, didn't you? Download that you mentioned to me, but you haven't actually told me yet.
Yeah, I guess that will come. That'll come next week. Get downloads every day now. So, yeah, but I think Banger and Jenny, a couple of people that that have been magical helping us out here, have got a retreat space. So we're thinking about even being able to sort of partner initially, even if we can't get a retreat space immediately, which looks like we will from what Davie's just told us. But Yeah,
ever.
just being able to partner with different spaces that are already there, because we've already had some of the facilitators before the event's even finished, obviously, approach us and say, hey, I'm going to come back to Ibiza. Can you guys run something for us?
I would love to know what your younger self would say to you now. And I wish you all the very best, because this is an amazing platform and a movement. And thank you for allowing me and Pooya and everyone to be part of your dream.
So my younger self would swear, as if, what the are you doing? You know, in that sense, because I was very close to all of this many years ago. So yeah, it would be a surprise, I guess, but really, the true part, the true soul, you know, that's its calling, and that's the truth that's coming through now, and the remembrance that's coming through.
My younger self would be like, what are you doing? What are you up to? I was very much sports mad, drinking, not crazily drinking, just no teenage drinking. And then into my 20s, I actually spent like 4 or 5 summers on the island here. That was my first experience in Ibiza. But I think my younger self as well now might be appreciative of where we're going, because it's a much healthier lifestyle that we live now, with the diet and the breath work and the meditation, all those sort of things. So yeah, I'm feeling the best I've ever felt in my life, if I'm quite honest. And I'd like to think my younger self would have enough nous to say, okay, I think you're doing something good there.
Fantastic.
So if I turn that into my last question as a dialogue that the present Micheal and Davie want to have with their younger self, what would be your one advice to your younger self?
Good question.
For me, well, it's all part of life, really, isn't it? The younger self, you can give advice to it, but you look back and think, well, I had to go through all those hardships and you know, ignorance to eventually break it out and peel those layers off to then have the wisdom to then do what you're doing now. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to change anything, because that's a bit of a cliche, but yeah, I would probably say just to get out of the head and into the heart.
That's
and
great advice.
And be free.
Great piece of advice.
Be free more. You know, don't ask questions and listen. You know, listen to your body, listen to yourself. But you know, we're brought up in an environment that you're taught the other things. So yeah, I guess that's the advice I would give. But I don't regret any of the experiences I've had, because that's what's, I guess, pushed me to do this now. So
yes, whispering in the young Davie's ear. What about you, Micheal?
A bit like Davie, I don't think I would change anything, because everything we've been through has got us to where we are with our skills and what we can now, and our experiences and what we can now offer other people as well. But
if you had the chance to whisper,
I'm getting there.
In Michael's ear,
I'm getting there. It would be more, again, exactly like Davie. I'd get out of your own head, stop trying to plan your whole life, just live in the now a little bit more, and just trust that, you know, what you're doing will work, and don't overcomplicate things. Just and enjoy it as much as possible.
I'd like to thank you both for such an honest and truly exciting event that you have created, and this moment that you've shared with us. And thank you so much for joining us online. We look forward to seeing you soon.